Yo, how's it going guys? I'm back in the workshop and today's build project is this Tiemeyer signature. So these frames were handmade by Dave Tiemeyer, who I believe worked as a helicopter engineer. He made frames from around the late 90s up until the early 2010s. He also made these pretty iconic frames that some of you may have seen before. They were made for GT's Olympic team in the late 90s. The paint jobs are just so good. So I actually luckily managed to find this frame locally. I don't think that there's many, if any, other Tiemeyers here, so yeah, I was just super stoked to be able to get my hands on one of these in New Zealand. So it looks to have been made for this rider Derek Tarn. I unfortunately don't have much other information about it, so I'm not too sure if he's a Kiwi rider or the frame was imported later on. But yeah, let's take a look at some of the features. So it's got a standard 1 1/8 inch head tube, 68mm BSA bottom bracket. It's got this really nice stainless steel removable track ends. It even came with this spare set, so you can actually see what they would look like. Really nice bits of machined stainless. They almost kind of look like titanium. So the seat stays, seat tube and down tube all feature this almost blade-like tubing. They have this really nice rounded curve on the front edge, and then they come up to this quite sharp point on the back edge, almost teardrop-like. I guess there's a little bit of helicopter blade inspiration coming through there. Seat tube features this really nice cutout for the rear wheel, and the seat clamp looks also pretty unique. It does take a 27.2 seat post though, so it might be quite hard to see, but it's actually all hollowed out in there. So I think it actually only holds the seat post from two sides, which seems pretty cool. And for anyone interested, the top tube measures at just over 52.5 centimeters, and that's center to center. And the seat tube is 56 centimeters center to top. So the top tube is a little bit shorter than I'd usually run, so I'm going to test out a setback seat post on there to see if that helps. So the seat post I've gone for is this Thompson Elite setback, 27.2. Chris King 1 1/8 inch threadless headset. And when I picked up the frame, it actually came with this fork. It's a pretty rare early Enve Track fork, full carbon. It's labeled track here, and as you can see, there's actually no brake mounts. So yeah, I was pretty stoked to have this, as Enve didn't make these for very long, and I think they're quite hard to find. Thompson X2 110mm stem with a 10-degree angle. And to match the forks, I've gone for these carbon Enve riser bars. and they measure at 760mm. Gone for these Sagino 75 direct drive cranks in 165mm length. These are the earlier models, as you can see by the splines. They're much bigger than the newer DD2s. Velobike 53 tooth chainring, designed here in NZ, which is really cool. If you haven't seen already, Velobike are doing some awesome stuff in the track world. You should definitely check them out and see what they're making. Some really quality stuff. Pretty tight clearance. If the chainring was any bigger, I think it definitely would be touching. Pretty happy with how it's taken shape so far. Now to fit the wheels. So I've gone for these Campagnolo pistol wheels. They're a really nice wheel set. They are, however, unfortunately tubular, which I don't usually run, but I thought these wheels would fit the build really well. And unfortunately they don't do clincher versions, so I'll have to make do. I did recently glue the front tire on a few days ago, so I'm hoping it's all dried up and stuck down properly. I personally wouldn't recommend riding tubulars for street fixed gear riding, just not confident with how well they would hold up. This rear tire was already fitted when I got the wheels. It's holding air and is pretty slick, so I probably don't want to do too many skids on this one. Nice little bit of tire clearance there. The front tire looks reasonably straight. The gluing might not have been quite perfect, as I have only done a handful of these over the years, but I'm pretty happy with how it is. Suntour 17 tooth cog, and I've gone for this fillwood lock ring, as I couldn't actually find a campy one. The fill should work nicely as it is Italian threaded. And check out that mirror finish on the end of that axle. How good. Nice tight clearance on the rear, a few millimeters each side. Could probably get away with a 25C, but probably not much more than that. So I'm using my trusty E-clap pedals with the restrap straps. Check out that toe overlap clearance. It's going to be pretty damn tight. And last but not least, I've got this Physique Antares fully black saddle. And here we are. Looks like a proper track machine, minus those riser bars. Happy as with how it's turned out. It's always really rewarding to finally see the full build. I think I've had this frame for close to 3 years now, so this project has been a bit of a long one. Hopefully the size will be okay with that setback post and that 110mm stem. It's just awesome to build and own one of these wicked Tiemeyer frames. Let me know if you guys have ever had one of these or know any more info about them. I'm going to be taking it easy on these tubulars, but yeah, super keen to test this thing out. It looks proper quick. Yeah, and thanks for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy this one. All of your support over the years has been amazing, and it just keeps pushing me to create more and more. So yeah, I just can't thank you guys enough. It's time to go take this machine out for a rip now. So yeah, I'll catch you guys all on the next one. Peace.
Oh